started off right on this Halloween, gets the trade back immediately. Steven not wanting to lose that stock there while in the driver's seat, but able to even things up literally immediately.
You gotta hand it to Byleth's sword being pretty versatile in both being able to neutralize some projectiles, but also, as we saw on the first KO, is able to be used as a chain, kind of like a grapple to get back on the stage.
No.
Can't really save them from that spike, though.
Absolutely not. And this is where I think Byleth is really struggling in this Mario matchup. It's so difficult to get in because you're slow. You're a lot slower than Mario's normals anyway.
You're certainly slow, especially using any kind of down attack, any kind of like basic attack. Just given Byleth's weapon variety, while it is pretty good, using both a sword, an axe, and a bow and arrow, giving you plenty of variety, you know, there's a lot of wind-up and time that goes by when using those that you need to make the most of your frames if you're playing as a Byleth. Like right there, that takes a bit of a wind-up, and if you miss that, it's over for you.
Jack has to be absolutely terrified playing on this ledge. Bro knows that one more down throw and a missed air dodge means that Bro's getting sent down with another spike, but playing this very slow, neither player's really seeming like they're able to get in super long anyway. You know, a couple stray hits coming through, but
Mario's just bouncing circles around Byleth, and Byleth is really trying to zone out Steven here, but, you know, is not really able to find any opportunity to use any kind of bow attack, and is just getting the damage racked up onto him really quickly. But both are in a pretty intense spot, and there's the up smash to take this first round.
yeah, Steven was all over that Byleth, especially towards the end there. It felt like Steven found one opportunity and just pounced. I mean, that cape off the ledge didn't secure a KO, but had me fooled for a second. I wasn't sure if the Byleth was going to be able to react in time, turn around, and get that. But they didn't end up helping much in the end, though. Steven with a common Steven W.
Common Steven W. indeed. I mean, the ladder combos, it's hard to... Once you get caught up in the ladder combos, it's really tough to get out of them. Byleth was able to make some evasive maneuvers, but after that, as the Byleth, you're thinking, I'm a bit of a heavier and slower character. How am I going to be able to zone out this Mario and catch up to him? Because Mario moves relatively quickly compared to Byleth.
Mm-hmm.
So you really got to be able to account for Mario's speed and Byleth's lack thereof.
Right, and I feel like a lot of Byleth's really good tools just get neutralized by Mario, just in terms of speed, in terms of, Mario just having really good moves to throw out, in terms of Cape neutralizing a really strong hitbox that is that bow.
I gotta say, the grapple on Byleth's sword is pretty good. Not necessarily counter, but a good way to adapt to Flood. So Mario doesn't exactly have that in their arsenal this time around, or didn't in that round, because, with the grapple, that goes really far, and, not really any PS2 moments can happen with a Byleth, I don't think.
We can always be proven wrong.
Oh, of course. Of course. PS2 is the gift that keeps on giving, for better and for worse. It might be the only trick to be found on stream today.
I don't know. Yeah. You know what? It caused an early stock. I'm willing to put a tally in the trick column just for that, but hopefully it will not be haunting us all the time tonight. I'm hoping for a little bit of stage variety. I know you're looking forward to some Hollow Bastion, given the apparel.
Yep, dressed up as Sora for Kingdom Hearts.
I believe you have...
I do.
You have something.
Mario Ditto, but unrelated. Yes, I have a Keyblade. Best $20 I ever spent. Sora got his for free, though, which I feel like is, kind of a ripoff.
Well, unfortunately, no Sora coming out. You're not going to be... Sora's not going to be getting any Keyblades tonight as of now. Getting into this Mario Ditto, I don't think we've seen one of these, at least not in a very long time.
Mario Ditto is interesting because, you have Fireball, which is a pretty good zoning move, but then again, you're up against another Mario who could just cape that, and you have Flood as a good zoning technique. But it's just, I mean, obviously, it's Mario versus Mario. It's, that's a ditto. They're going to be exactly the same. So it's going to be truly a test of mastery, if you will.
I'm just going to tap into the future sites here. I'm fully expecting these two at one point to both concurrently go with a ladder combo.
Oh, definitely. I mean, with Steven, that's essentially his trademark here. So can't wait to see who's really going to be the more wahoo of the Marios here.
Indeed. Treehouse coming in with 3 stocks compared to Steven's 2, gets the early attacks, but Steven, the one to get this ladder combo cooking, a response comes through, but again, just this really is a mirror match. Looking a little sick, but able to avoid the flood is Treehouse. Still looks to be on the back foot here. This is just a bunch of ladders.
I gotta say, they know exactly what they were getting into, and this really shows it. They are... frankly, I'm shocked. If it wasn't for the stock difference, I would think that they are just completely even here. They seem to know what they want to get the other one into. Like, they're both trying to get ladder combos on each other, but they both know that they're trying to get into ladder combos. So it's just a very entertaining back and forth.
Yeah, and look at this spacing, just trying to go through everybody's hitboxes. I mean, this is certainly one of the most unique matches. Gets a down smash, does Steven, to even up the stocks. I don't think I've seen that move kill in a crew battle in a long time.
I've got to say, the lack of music in this match as well just makes this very interesting, kind of unsettling.
That is on brand for tonight, but I have to agree with you. Sick little jab reset there, but great air on from Treehouse still. Treehouse racking up a lot of percent here. Both of these players getting to be very high. Steven sitting pretty at 1 of 37.
Steven's really trying to even the playing field, but at 150%, he's definitely in a fragile spot. But it seems like he's really getting Treehouse up there in percent. I'm not going to say that they're totally even, but they're definitely in a similar spot right now.
Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm. Treehouse able to send out 3 up smashes. Too much shield pressure at the end of the day means that Treehouse is able to get that stock, but now Steven is a lot less percent. Doesn't have to play nearly as scared. Gonna be looking, I assume, for one quick kill move to even this up. Man, this lack of music is really unsettling.
It really is.
There.
Yeah, it really drives the intensity of a Mario Ditto. And 135%. Treehouse, just like Steven in his last stock, is in a glass cannon state. It's really anyone's match if Steven is able to get the stock off.
I mean, it really does feel like a mirror match. We saw Steven in this exact same position last stock. I mean, the smash attacks are coming through so quickly, but they're not quite killing, you know? You need something a little bit more. Steven.
The issue here, Steven does have that stock difference going against him, or had that stock difference, but now he has to play very carefully if he wants to try and sweep Stonehill here. Being down to only 1 stock, not only in this round.
Reads the roll, the DI not quite enough. Oh my goodness, Treehouse barely making it out. It looked like a couple more ladder combos were going to come through finally. We get some ambient noise to fill the void, and Steven, unfortunately, goes into that down a stock, not able to assert dominance.
But, I mean, fortunately, on Treehouse there, only 1 stock left, so whoever's coming up next, they don't have too many stocks left to take down before they get to the next one. Looks like we've got El Jefe coming in here. And he's just, he's jamming. He's just...
Bro's chilling, bro's vibing, bro's ready to go.
They're shaking hands. They're passing the torch. They're coming in to have fun today, and that's what we're all about here.
One of my favorite parts about being at this desk is just seeing what happens.
Just seeing the exchange.
Yeah. Because there's always some shenanigans that happen
there's always some kind of, whether it's verbal or just implied communication, but I'm convinced that Smash players have their own sense of like telepathy. Like you could just look at them and you just know what's going through their head. You know how determined they are.
It's because they've all played with each other so much. They've all got the download on each other. They got the full stat sheet.
That is true. And not to, toot our own horns here, but we're also pretty familiar with what they're capable of here. I mean, both from the production side and from the caster side. Because I've had to be in there when they're playing, and you kind of get an idea of, their player dynamics when, they're literally sitting right behind you. And I tell you, the energy of like pulling off a ladder combo, it's electric. No pun intended.
Puns on Halloween night. What a broadcast.
This is why we don't let production people onto the caster desk, because then you get me telling bad puns.
See,
isn't this great?
I'm having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
Look, you're festive. I would be more festive if the hat would fit over the headset, but unfortunately, I may have misjudged. But anyway, we are just waiting on the go button to get into game here. El Jefe, I do believe, tends to play that Incineroar.
Incineroar, yeah. So game is ready, and you were right. El Jefe on the Incineroar going against the Mario. I'm going to be blunt. I feel like this is going to be a pretty easy matchup for Incineroar here. He may be heavy, but once he get caught in his side special, he can be a real force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, Incineroar just does so much damage, and with Treehouse only having one stock, and with these ladder combos too, Revenge is going to do so much. I mean, one Darkest Lariat did literally 41%.
Amazing. Just one simple attack, just bringing it back up to an even playing field, and there's the side special already in kill percent.
I mean,
Incineroar is just incredibly tough.
That's ridiculous. I mean, sure, Incineroar is slow, but at this point, El Jefe's probably not going to be sent off stage very often, and that's probably going to do it unless DI comes in clutch, and it does not. Treehouse, valiant effort to try and take down Incineroar, but it's just like Sun and Moon. Too much of a foothold in the meta to end up losing a stock there.
Well, I gotta tell you, all the times I've been to Pokemon Worlds, I can't say I've really seen an Incineroar, so there might be some truth to the whole meta thing there.
Yeah, well,
I mean, who said firefighting starters are bad?
Incineroar isn't firefighting.
He's not? What?
He's Fire Dark. I'm sorry to have ripped the Band-Aid off right now.
I literally grew up with Pokemon. I feel like I don't know anything anymore.
But Darkest Lariat, its signature move.
Darkest Lariat literally has dark in the name. It's been a day.
Speaking of Darkest Lariat, that's such a great tool. We saw it. I mean, it's ridiculous. One small Revenge on like soft hitbox of up air was able to even up the percentages for El Jefe there, get him in a really good spot to secure that stock. But I do believe we have another non-traditional pick coming out on the other side.
From Stonehill. Anyone who's played Pokemon can tell you, and I know this for a fact, fire is super effective against grass. So this could be, if this was Pokemon logic, this would be very one-sided.
Well, unfortunately, Incineroar not taking any damage from Flood last game, so it doesn't seem like that dynamic quite carries over across games. But Piranha Plant is... I don't even know if we've ever seen a Piranha Plant on broadcast. Definitely not this year.
Let me tell you, this game has been out for 5 years, and I still could not explain to you Piranha Plant's dynamic. Like, Piranha Plant is just so out there as a character that I just cannot get a good read on him. He's like fast, but he's like... I mean, you're about to see right here. Piranha Plant is just all over the place.
Yeah, I mean... Piranha Plant has some really solid projectiles, but... Again, like you said, so fast, so I feel like he doesn't really excel in any particular position.
And there's something about the Darkest Lariat right there. The timing is important if you really want to go for max damage, but as you saw there, he missed he was a bit late on the timing, so he was able to fling up Piranha Plant there. And I think that really shows Darkest Layerat's versatility as like a move for getting damage off, but also is really good in circumstantial situations.
Yeah, the one boon that I think Catanias has in this matchup is that Piranha Plant's recovery is just better, but it's not gonna out damage a revenge powered back air, and there's another revenge 55.
I thought that was gonna down spike.
Air. Oh my goodness, that wasn't even the spike hitbox.
Oh,
you don't gotta do it to him like that, El Jefe.
Going for the perfect timing, almost got him with that up smash.
No more mercy.
And that's another kill. El Jefe still on his, still at 3 stocks. He is just a powerhouse right now, but Piranha Plant is not going down without a fight.
No, he's not, but that revenge has been doing so much damage, and there's another one. Let him out. Free him. Come on, no more.
3 stocks, and on my home turf, Hollow Bastion, no less. That was incredible.
So it would seem that indeed Piranha Plant is weak to fire.
Thank you, Pokemon. Thank you.
I can't contest that one. My goodness, revenge is a silly, quirky ability. Yeah, I mean, Piranha Plant, just because of how those projectiles are, really vulnerable to that revenge. We saw when that side B, the poison mist that Piranha Plant can throw it. Instead of avoiding it, El Jefe just waltzed in there, did a revenge or two, and did like 50 damage on his next move.
Just casually walks in, doesn't even care if, he gets poisoned or anything. Poison is neutral damage. Pokemon logic still going through my head. But we have a Samus coming out next from Stonehill. I am interested to see the dynamic between Samus going against Incineroar.
Yeah, I mean, again, has some good projectiles, but I feel like that leaves you vulnerable to that revenge again.
Especially when Incineroar is devastating in close quarters. Sure, you could use some Charge Blast and some Rockets to zone out Incineroar, but otherwise, I feel like Samus, you can't really be up close and personal with Incineroar. You put yourself at a huge risk if Incineroar is right next to you.
Yeah, I don't think that this matchup really favors Samus in terms of not staying up close and personal. This is an eclectic set of characters from Stonehill. Let's see if this last one is able to start the comeback back up. Obviously, no stocks lost for El Jefe, so we're getting right into it. And El Jefe is already on the prowl, ready to pounce, so to speak.
Okay, we're seeing a recovery going up, racking up a little bit of damage, so that could help with close quarters, but we can see the rocket there really helps Samus in the heat of the moment. But, the revenge ability on Incineroar, he's just taking this damage and he is running with it.
Absolutely, and why wouldn't you? It's such a strong tool, and it's been working so well. These charge shots finally starting to get some pressure on, but the up B leaves Big was incredibly vulnerable.
El Jefe,
and already a stock gone.
And you have to admit, El Jefe was pretty quick to take that first stock, but look at the damage he's racked up. One charged smash attack, and El Jefe's done for that one's for the position he's in right now. But Samus is just, I can't tell if Samus is just taking damage like a champ or if Samus is just, in a very vulnerable spot right now. The grapple of the grab is really helping them with recovery, but they were able to take that stock from El Jefe, but at what cost?
You need a lot more than that one stock right now, and it doesn't seem like Wuss is really in a position to get more than that right now. El Jefe firmly in the driver's seat. That
the
revenge
charge shot
almost
plus
caught the charge shot.
rocket.
Oh my goodness, the Star Tail off the wrong timed side B. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That revenge really putting in work. Was able to read the roll there, get a good smash attack to send El Jefe off stage, but
with these rockets and just these these bombs that Samus is dropping while in the Morph Ball, you know.
No!
Oh, we see an Incineroar moment with the recovery.
Was looking for the spike to try and not lose this stock, but doesn't quite come through. Got a big pop off from the crowd, but
Yeah.
not quite coming to fruition.
But like I was saying with like the Morph Ball bombs, you know, the explosives and the rockets, those are really serving to be a helpful asset to Samus here. We see with the rocket again, while the revenge is, you know, benefiting Incineroar here, you know, they're practically even right now. This could be anybody's round.
You say that, but one move with this level of revenge puts Wuss at kill percent. I mean, Wuss is terrified. You have to cleanse that revenge right now, and you're just feeding it more. It's so scary. Gets the charge shot, but again, this revenge stays on. I don't even know what move that was, and it sent them flying.
If you're Samus right now, you are terrified, because not only is Incineroar able to put out this much damage and you're only one stock away from taking him off the board, but if you're Samus and you get KO'd, like right now, that's the first round of the set here.
Indeed it is. El Jefe putting that revenge to good use, goes for a little bit of a swag kill. Doesn't quite land it, but doesn't matter. You don't get eliminated. You're still the one ending out the round for SNHU. Some great play, and I feel like, you know, the other team really just didn't adapt to that revenge and just kept feeding it, and then, you know, it's like the image of the dude putting the stick in the spokes of the bike wheel and then getting all confused when, you know, he falls over.
But I mean, you have to consider, like, when you have a main, you have a character that you vibe with. You know, like, you have a character that just authentically you just are good with, like, that you play a lot. Like, for me, it's Cloud, so, you know, my opinion is invalid here, but, you know, with, you know, the Byleth and Piranha play it, like, kind of unorthodox picks from what we've seen, you know, on the regular, but they were able to stand on their own 2 feet, and they showed that they do have something to prove, and that, you know, their characters, when utilized a certain way, could be compelling counters.
I don't disagree with you, but I feel like that revenge was just putting in so much work. I want to know the amount of percent that El Jefe just did collectively over those 3 stocks. Sorry, there's some banter coming in from the crowd, which you would only hear if you did come in to the Connection Esports Arena. But
yeah, it's a great time. Definitely come on down during a match. We usually have the door open. I'm not usually out here cracking jokes, but, you know, we try to put on a good show here.
I'd like to think that we succeed most of the time.
We're seeing the Crust Rob.
This is getting too consistent for my liking. Hopefully not going to end up in a timeout situation here, but the timer is set correctly, so that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, no, Crust is just going on the Rob. I'm so used to the Falco. I'm compelled to say the least. Crust is racking up the damage, but the thing with Rob, very versatile both in close quarters and for zoning out, as is Samus. You know, Samus excels. I mean, we can see right now, absolutely racking up the damage on Crust. And, you know, while Rob has both distant and close encounter moves to use, he's really having a tough time right now.
He is, but a lot of those hitboxes are so good, and if Crust is able to set up that gyro, it'll put in a lot of work. Doesn't even need to, gets a side B off the stage, securing that first stock. A little bit vulnerable right now, but Rob is so heavy that you could probably get a little bit more mileage out of this stock. I absolutely
Rob is definitely getting some mileage here, as we're seeing him just teasing Samus. Couldn't make the recovery and is still at 140%. This is just absurd.
That is unfortunately the recovery diff. Rob can just kind of do that stuff and live comfortably, in fact, but not going to be able to.
Not comfortable enough, I'd say.
Absolutely not. Some great movement coming through from Wuss here, but still ending up at 1 stock, able to take 1 from Crust, but I'd honestly, with how Crust is playing, be surprised if he was able to get 1 more.
From what I've seen so far, Crust was able to adapt relatively quickly. Yeah, he was in a tough spot at the very beginning of the round, but he seems to really understand what Samus is putting down here, and is able to really work with. I say that when Samus is getting the jump on him, but Crust is able to adapt pretty quickly. I think that's why he has that stock difference right now, and Samus is in a very vulnerable position.
Absolutely, this gyro play has been really good from Crust this stock, and I do want to point out, it's very funny to me, Rob's side B is a reflector, and Crust exclusively uses it as a kill move, which occasionally does get him punished, like right there. Looking for a little bit of style points potentially, doesn't go for anything out of that grab release, but with Big Wuss at 150%, they're not long for this world, right?
Well, I'd say right there, no, they are not, but Samus definitely put up a fantastic fight that round. Was really able to hold their own down to Crust's last stock. I feel like if that went a little longer, if Samus had a bit more time, there was a chance that we might have seen Samus take that round.
Absolutely. That's a big thing with Rob as a character. He doesn't like longer matches against those close quarter characters. Against another zoner or whatever, he'll stall out all day. But his hitbox is so big that even a few stray hits are going to lead to combos. It's not like you can get hit with soft spot of a combo starter and just dodge out. He's just so huge that he's going to get caught with whatever you throw at him.
He's huge, but he's also, I find that Rob and Samus are very similar in terms of zoner characters. They both have their fair share of projectiles, but when you really get up close and personal, they can definitely hold their own and deal out a ton of damage, provided you put your opponent in a situation to be comboed.
Absolutely.
Seeing the Byleth come back.
Yeah, not going to be going up against a Mario this time, so might be a little more advantageous. And with Crust only at 1 stock, gonna have a little bit more room to work with as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Rob is really able to stall out this Byleth, because like I was saying before, Byleth has a good grapple recovery, but is the damage they're able to put out really going to be able to help them with all the zoning moves that Rob has at their disposal?
Yeah, I feel like Gyro is just going to be a kind of a menace into this Byleth.
I think the stock difference is really going to be what benefits Stonehill here to take the Rob off the map, but would like to be proven wrong for the sake of seeing an interesting match.
I just want to see Crust just go back to Falco. Like, I know I'm not supposed to be like, so biased, but I want him to go back home. But for now, we are going back to Pokemon Stadium, and some Smash players may consider this home. I do not, but getting into this game, Crust 1 stock, Jack coming back in 3 stocks, ready to go.
And it seems like Rob is going all in on the zoning. We see that grapple making its appearance as a way of bringing Rob back down to the stage.
Yeah, one of these days, Crust is going to use this side B as a reflector, right? Surely.
Is today really that day, though? I'm not quite sure.
I don't think he's going to need to. Almost gets a really nice combo off the side there, but not quite able to convert on it into a stock. Just, again, headed back to center stage.
We're seeing Byleth really put out the damage, but, Rob can definitely take a few hits, so his hitbox may be big, but he can also tank some hits and is able to take a stock off of the Byleth here.
Every time Crust kills with that side B, every other SNHU Blue player puts their head in their hands. It is truly a sight to behold, but Crust has been making really good use of it as a kill move.
And we see Crust just going all over the place. The Byleth is just not able to react in time between the Gyromite and just Rob jumping all over the place and going for the up aerial, already down to 1-1.
Yeah, and Crust sitting at 77% now, 93, a little bit precarious, but not too bad. Rob heavy enough to take a few more hits. Another big one will probably do it, but not quite in that territory just yet.
Byleth really trying to go for that one hit, and there it is, wiping Crust off the map. But you know, you have to admit, Crust put up a very compelling fight, almost 3 stock A. That was very interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely not entirely expected going into that matchup, but very much commendable. Not to point out Super Smash Brothers jank, but that kill spark, but it didn't zoom, did it? Am I crazy?
I don't think it did.
I know I saw kill spark, but I know it didn't zoom in like it's supposed to. I feel like I'm losing it.
You know, I mean, I'll believe you, because, you know, I feel like you have a better eye for those kinds of, like, game design intricacies. I'm a communications major, so we're just known for not doing math.
Me too. But who knows? That might just be another trick courtesy of HAL Laboratories and Masahiro Sakurai. But going into this next game, I do believe that I heard that we have Ridley coming through. I believe that is what Friggs plays, if I'm not mistaken. But
yes, you are right about that. Thanks to little birdie in our ears. Ridley versus Byleth. I'm not sure what to make of that.
These are two characters that we don't see particularly commonly. I feel like we just pulled out the sort of eclectic cast for today. It's a real wide array of characters that we've seen thus far. But I definitely agree with you. I legitimately have no framework for how this matchup might go. I mean,
I've been thinking about Ridley's moveset. You don't really have any kind of zoning, because Ridley's not really a zoner. Ridley is very much close quarters, dealing a lot of damage. That down special can benefit from immobilizing the opponent for a brief period of time, but you know, Ridley, you have to be up close and personal, and with the kind of the chain whip style of Byleth's sword, you're able to really zone out that Ridley. So I feel like Thrigs is going to have a bit of a tough time here.
Yeah, but Thrigs only has to take one stock.
That is true. I mean, we did see after last round that, you know, a stock difference hasn't really stopped us before.
That, you know what? That's absolutely fair, and I'd like to see a little bit of a run back here from the Byleth, just because, you know, I like seeing more Byleth, but we're going in here. We'll have to see if Jack is going to make that happen, or if Thrigs is going to stop this run short and send out the next one.
And back on my home turf, Hollow Bastion, let's see some magic happen. I'm really invested in this Ridley versus Byleth matchup here.
Absolutely. Again, I have absolutely no idea how this will play out practically. I think we can, you know, put out the numbers and you know, deal in hypotheticals, but it looks like Thrigs having absolutely no trouble getting in here.
Thrigs is able to just run in against the Byleth. Thrigs fears no man or character. Waiting for Byleth to just get back on the stage so he can start just wailing on him.
Yeah, I mean, all of the trouble that we thought he might have, he didn't.
The grapple couldn't even reach, and Byleth's sword already has a decent amount of range, so, you know, that's very unfortunate for Byleth there. Yeah,
I mean, for what is on paper a very slow character, Thrigs turned up the gas. I didn't know Ridley could move that fast.
If you blinked, you missed that matchup. That was just completely swift gameplay from Thrigs right there. Job well done.
Yeah, and now you have to wonder what they're gonna send in next to respond to this Ridley. You know, I feel like when you see a Ridley come into the lobby, especially against a Byleth, you don't expect it to go that crazy that quickly.
I mean, my mind thinks that with the Ridley's not exactly the heaviest character to my knowledge, but Ridley can definitely pack a punch, so I would think a tankier character with good damage output is the way to go. But, you know, thinking about who Stonehill has played so far, who can they really send in against a Ridley?
I have absolutely no clue.
Because my first thought is Bowser, but, you know, who's the closest to Bowser that they've got? I mean, perhaps Piranha Plant, you know, I mean,
Piranha
Why
Plant
not?
has a couple decent get off me buttons.
Crazier things have happened. Well, we're about to go into game, so we're going to find out. Mario,
not a bad choice. I don't disagree with this, but I do think that the just sheer damage output of Ridley might mean that Treehouse could struggle a little bit. But then again, Treehouse able to fell Steven earlier with only a 1 stock advantage to start, so who knows?
Unlike that matchup against Steven, though, this isn't exactly a Ditto situation. This is about as far from a Ditto match as you could get. Ridley is just this big beast here with just massive damage output. And, Mario, swift and kind of a good all-rounder. He's a bit of a glass cannon compared to Ridley here. When you get caught in a ladder combo with Mario, you're in for a rough time, but at the same time, we saw there, Ridley is really able to put that to the test.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not able to get that ladder combo going, then you're really not going to be getting a lot of the value that Mario has. Get sent off stage, such a quick stock Thrigs, playing that absolutely beautifully. What a combo off stage. Now Treehouse sitting with 1 stock remaining in the blink of an eye. Did I see Thrigs go for the perfectly ranged down B and it only didn't go through because it clashed?
I believe that's exactly what we saw, and truth be told, I didn't even know you could fling someone off stage with that side special, so his use of that in mid-air is definitely an interesting move, but that's a quick way to rack up some damage. And, really showing Mario is an okay all-rounder, but when it comes to, recovery... It did it again, indeed.
It did it again. There was no zoom in. That was a great back air from Thrigs. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. This game is breaking. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to do a cool zoom in. We see it all the time. It didn't do it.
Someone contact Masahiro Sakurai. Get him to patch this game right now.
Steven, am I crazy? It kill sparked, right? He's not listening to me. It kill sparked, right? But
that kill sparked?
It's supposed to screen. I'm losing it.
Bad DI.
I'm losing it. I don't know. I got a third party confirmation that it did kill Spark. It should have screened. I'm losing it. But
I feel like you're like the one guy that would notice that. We need a whole Masahiro Sakurai video special on Killsky. He might have actually made a video about that.
I would not be surprised about that at all. But what I am surprised about is just how efficiently that Ridley was able to handle Treehouse's Mario. That's not a matchup that I would think heavily favors Ridley at all. But
I mean, if Ridley's reveal trailer was any indication, he definitely stacks up against Mario.
I mean, you're not wrong, but just in terms of practical usage, I haven't seen enough Ridley to get a strong opinion of him at a higher level. But I mean, that was pretty convincing.
Yeah, truth be told, Ridley is not a character we see very often, prior to Thrigs joining our roster.
And I mean, I think even Thrigs doesn't always pull out the Ridley, Bro plays 3 separate characters.
Yeah, it's always interesting when a Smash character for playing a particular character, and then they just do a complete paradigm shift, and next thing you know, you got Cross on Rob instead of Falco.
I mean, yeah, that's such the interesting thing. As we get closer and closer to playoffs too, I know that almost every single one of these players has a pocket pick or two, so they might just be able to invalidate any footage that any potential opponents have been studying up to this point. But that is a little bit further away. For now, I can be on brand. We got a Joker coming through from Stonehill.
Speaking of pocket picks, or for all we know, this could be another player trying to get a piece of the action. But in character, so why don't you explain for the good people at home?
Let me explain.
How the Piranha Plant players go in the Joker.
The Joker is a really solid pick. Again, that Arsene, so strong. Every time we see it, it drastically changes the pace of the match immediately.
You gotta wonder what Joker fused prior to Smash Ultimate to get Arsene to be that strong.
I have no idea. That's Arsene Picaro or something like that. I don't know.
That's
But-
got to be some kind of like Yoshitsune Raoul blend.
Absolutely. But anyways, ends up Arsene being the result. A very strong tool for Joker here. Let's see if it will be able to take down Thrigs on this Ridley.
Very interesting seeing Joker just move swiftly. I mean, we saw Thrigs moving pretty quickly, able to really account for his opponent. But, Joker is just moving very quickly. Joker, you got to be careful with Joker without Arsene, because not only he has that grapple, but also if you're not careful, next thing you know, you'll be at kill percent. You won't even realize it. But with Arsene, I mean, watch out anyway. He's got Arsene. He is strong.
Yeah, there's Arsene coming out, and immediately you can see Thrigs kind of putting on the brakes a little bit, waiting for an opportunity a little slower, not trying to force anything. Gets a nice punish off this grab. That's going to bleed time off the Arsene meter. Now, just about gone. There it goes. And again, right when it's gone, Thrigs goes right in, gets the back air, takes a stock.
He does take a stock, but keep in mind, he's at kill percent. He's at 125%. Joker was able to really get that damage on Ridley very quickly. And, with the right environment or the right circumstance, or if Arsene pops out right now, he can easily level the playing field.
Canton, yes, about halfway there. One more hit is probably going to do it. Right there, it pops out. That's a nice parry, but
PS2
no! Trick or treat, and let's just say Joker's not getting any candy there.
Oh,
That's such an unfortunate outcome there. Oh,
going for the immobilization. That pops out the Arsene right away. That's the thing with this Ridley-Joker matchup. You can pull off moves like that and immobilize your opponent. But if it's Joker, that Arsene's coming out immediately just because of how strong that move is.
Indeed it is, but apparently has to watch the recovery. It happened again. Oh, no!
I promise that could have gone so much differently if this wasn't PS2. That's really unfortunate. As like a Joker secondary main, that's unfortunate. My condolences.
Look, I am dressed as the Honorable Sojiro Sakura. Two Pokemon Stadium 2 moments.
Ooh, boy.
Oh boy. That's certainly an unfortunate way to end off that game, but it sure is how it happened. That's Pokemon Stadium 2 is indeed one of the stages of all time, and I will die on that hill. I do not like that stage.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't understand why they always pick it. I know why they do. People pick stages because of the blast zones and like how close they are to the stage, but Pokemon Stadium 2, why are you the way that you are?
There's got to be a better way.
There has to be. That's very unfortunate stage design.
But, I mean, a very valiant effort and a few real fun characters that we did see from actually both sides today.
Oh, yeah, definitely gave us a lot to think about here.
We saw some unconventional characters, and again, I mean, this is a short season where we are so close to playoffs that I can almost taste it.
I gotta say, it tastes like some fierce competition like we saw tonight.
Absolutely, and the amount of looks that we've seen from every single one of the teams in this division, it means to me that we're going to see some real fun competition in the next few weeks. I mean, we saw a Piranha Plant tonight.
The sky's the limit, honestly. If we're going to see a Piranha Plant now, imagine what playoffs is going to be like. But, I mean, if you want to see that kind of stuff, to see how playoffs is going to go, I'm not sure. My memory is not the best. Where can we watch that kind of content when it happens?
Well, right here at twitch.tv/SNHU Esports. Drop a follow, turn on notifications. You won't miss any of our broadcasts, or preferably, you can follow us on all of our social media, preferably, primarily Twitter and Instagram, but you can also join our Discord, or you can just come on down to the arena. between all of those things, you're never going to miss a thing that we do in the arena, I believe.
If you do miss a match, though, we also have a YouTube channel where I am the one that actually highlights and uploads all of our past VODs. So all the matches you saw here today, by this time next week, you will see those on our YouTube channel. So definitely check that out and subscribe if you haven't already.
In addition, we have a couple other events coming up. And
Oh, we do. Tell.
well, again, I'm going to plug this so much because I'm so hyped for this event. We have our first inaugural Street Fighter 6 tournament happening here in the Connection Esports Arena.
Yeah, baby.
Very, very soon. I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe it's this Saturday.
I believe you're right on that. That is going to be Never Hold Back. I know a lot of us in content have been pushing for more traditional fighting game representation on campus for a very, very long time now. So it's very good to see that coming through to fruition. The start.gg page is up, so sign up, come on down. No matter what your skill level is, it's going to be a fun time. In addition, it's about Granite State Grind time.
Yes, sir. Granite State Grind is the weekend after Never Hold Back. So, I mean, if you saw the last Granite State Grind and you were thinking to yourself while watching our Twitch stream, hopefully, gosh, I would love to be a part of something that cool. All these, Smash players in this one place just to hang out, play some video games, and maybe win some prize money. If you were thinking anything along those lines, Granite State Grind is the place to be. It is a fantastic time to just be in touch with the community and play some video games, which, I may be a little biased, but playing video games is pretty awesome.
Indeed, it is, in terms of things, a little bit closer to the now. I believe tonight our other Smash team, Smash Yellow, has a game. I'm waiting to receive word whether or not we will cover that on here or on our B stream. We will let you know as soon as we figure that out. But besides that, we got, what's tomorrow, Wednesday?
I believe so.
So
we have League of Legends tomorrow.
Indeed, we do. That's a lot of pretty shapes and colors.
That's a lot of leagues and legends.
I don't understand it, but boy howdy, does it sure look pretty in the mid fight. If you want to go towards my domain, we do have Overwatch coming up on Thursday, which I will be here for.
And also, if you enjoyed Valorant on Monday, which, by the way, thanks if you do. Observing Valorant is pretty fun if I do say so myself. We are also covering CVAL. I believe it's also this Saturday before Never Hold Back. So, if you're waiting for Never Hold Back and you really want something from SNHU Esports beforehand, look no further. I'll be observing Valorant, our CVAL match this Saturday. So definitely stay tuned for that. Follow and turn on that notification bell.
Yeah, I might be biased, but I'm never going to be complaining about more from SNHU Esports. And it seems like we have a pretty packed schedule this November. It's going to be a fun time. Plus, we got playoffs coming up for like a lot of our games because I know the Smash season is really compressed. So we're going to be getting into playoffs really, really soon, just so that way it doesn't conflict with any winter or Thanksgiving breaks. I know that was an issue we had previous years where all the players, on winter break had to drag themselves back here and go and play a playoff game in the middle of winter break. But that does not seem like it will be happening this year.
I gotta say, it is difficult to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch family of systems while also eating turkey with your family at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and
take it from someone who's tried.
I don't believe that the Nintendo Switch Ethernet adapter is standard fare at the average Thanksgiving table either, which means that netcode might be a little bit unfavorable, so to speak.
Well, let me tell you, that really gets the conversation going at the Thanksgiving dinner table. When I talk about, Nintendo's internet online play ecosystem, it really gets the conversation going. It's very controversial.
Oh, I bet. I bet they love that when you bust that out at Thanksgiving dinner table.
Yeah, and then I usually get delegated to the kids' table shortly after saying that.
And what's wrong with that, honestly?
I'm the only one at the kids' table. That's what's wrong with that.
But anyways, I'm just waiting to know if we are going to be broadcasting the yellow team on a stream.
It's up to us,
We have power now.
We do.
Dude.
I mean, if we have the... we have the power to do so. How are you feeling about this?
I think that yellow didn't get a stream last week. So, why not? If we're able to. I think we should, and I think that people at home would very much appreciate a little bit more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate action on their Tuesday night, if that is all set with you. But
works for me.
So, with that, stick with us. Game starts at 8, so we're going to throw to a bit of a break. But stay tuned, grab your popcorn. We're going to be ready for more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate come 8 o'clock.
See you soon.